Lion King drama has never been so expensive. And I've been sitting back, sipping the tea as the kids are saying, and here's everything you need to know about the $27 million lawsuit over the translation of The Circle of Life. I wish I was joking.
Let's put a perspective to the noise out there.
Yeah, I got served right in front of you guys.
So let's back up and recap what this is all about. Well, this all started back in late February when 154 Africa featured comedian Learnmore Jonasi, a comedian who's a 2024 finalist on America's Got Talent. In said interview, they talked about his roots, his comedy, and yes, the Lion King. And the famous song The Circle of Life was mentioned, and Jonasi said this.
What does it mean?
It means, look, there's a lion. Oh my God.
Okay, but how does this translate to controversy? See what I did there? Translate? Yeah. Anywho, well, apparently the associate composer for the song, Lebo M, or at least his team, had seen this once it started gaining traction, and they weren't too happy. It was revealed in some Instagram posts that he tried to reach out to the comedian here. Very legal. And after that, it was escalated in this post. Yes, also very legal terms and words. I'm not really sure what there was to discuss, but he tried this several times until eventually Jonasi was served papers live during a performance. Here's that.
What is this? What does this say?
Service.
Oh, I just got served. Oh.
After that, Jonasi started a fundraiser to pay for the legal fees, and even started his own merch line, making light of the situation. So far, the GoFundMe has gotten over $27,000 raised with a goal of $30,000. Not too shabby. He's also fought back, saying that this is a dispute over comedic expression, while Lebo M's team has stated that it wasn't clearly framed as a joke. A court date has not yet been set, and I doubt it ever will reach the court because of the absurdity. But then again, this is America's judicial system, so you never know. On one side, we have Jonasi continuing to capitalize off the situation with his tour, more merch, and lots of social media content. Being a comedian, he's definitely taken a lighthearted approach to this, and he's definitely made a brand of himself, being the, look, it's a lion guy, with post after post making fun of this. And this strategy has worked very well. Although he had a decent career after America's Got Talent, this has skyrocketed his popularity. And why wouldn't he capitalize off of this? This is making him extremely popular, and this lawsuit has done the complete opposite of what I'm sure Lebo M's team wanted. While Jonasi has taken this opportunity to make fun of it, on the other side, Lebo M has taken the victim stand, saying that he wants to protect the original meaning, which Disney states as, quote, all hail the king, we all bow in the presence of the king, which makes sense in context. However, I'm no expert in Zulu, but it seems a pretty long translation for such a short phrase. But I suppose that could just be the language. However, the irony of all of this is that if you plug the lyrics into Google Translate, it translates from Xhosa to, quote, there is a lion called Baba. Okay. I use the Bing Translate, and it translates from Swahili to, quote, here comes a lion, father. So both of those are pretty darn close to look, there's a lion. So is he going to sue these translation functions? So if Jonasi looked up the translation, there's a chance it could have been translated to that. But of course he's from Zimbabwe, so I'm sure he was just making a joke. And maybe got the rough idea from these translations, which probably aren't accurate to be fair. Because let's be honest, most people would just look at the Google Translate, especially in America. They wouldn't bother looking up the actual translation from Disney. And a lot of his jokes are centered around the difference between American and African cultures. It could be this right here, that Lebo M doesn't really like joking about African culture, even though most of his jokes are aimed at Americans. This was the only time that it could maybe be taking offense at some of the people of that culture. Jonasi did say it in a kind of deadpan way, but he's a comedian on a lighthearted and humorous podcast, so most people would take it as a joke. But once again, Lebo M and or his team didn't see it that way, and rather saw it as a stated fact. Lebo M has also posted a short video on his Instagram comparing the Circle of Life as a house, and it's a couple $100 million house, and somebody appraised it and said it was worth just a couple $1 million.
The architect designs a 15-bedroom house that's worth $200 million, and some guy comes and says that 15-bedroom house that's worth $200 million is actually a 2-bedroom house that's worth $5 million. Original architect of that 10 15-bedroom house that's worth $200 million, which has already been sold to a third party, sues the guy that says it's an apartment that's worth $5 or $10 million. I'm just curious what you think the conclusion will be.
I think this means that he's saying the comedian and the podcast were undervaluing the song he helped with, or at least I think that's the analogy he was going for. Kind of hard to tell with all the bop and music in the background.
Happy holidays.
Interestingly, the comments have been turned off for not just this post, but all of his Instagram posts. So he was most likely getting a decent amount of backlash, or at least is trying to avoid it. Has Disney made a comment on this? Well, no. There's no upside to taking sides with this. If you side with Lebo M, you become the enemy of free speech and comedy, at least to some people. If you side yourself with the comedian, then you'll alienate yourselves from Lebo M. And already Disney has shown that they value their relationship with him. Having him go on tour with Hans Zimmer with their songs and having him return in the Mufasa film with the opening song. Hey, it's a decent movie, okay? The songs, not so much. If you want to see my thoughts on that, click the video that just popped up on screen. Or you can watch why I think the Mufasa film itself doesn't suck, which also just popped up on screen. Thanks for watching, and let me know your thoughts on this situation in the comments.